That's Berlin's old Philharmonic Hall, and it was destroyed by the Allies in 1944, and this is all that remains. So we've just got some random parts of the Berlin Wall scattered around the neighbourhood. This is the first big piece of street art I've seen so far. Well, I'm not eating anything here, and I found a little bit of street food around here, but most of it's closed. But I have spotted some bratwurst. So let's see what the menu is like.
This is the original.
Yep. Yeah. No.
This is vegetarian. This is the original.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, can I? This is the vegetarian.
Yeah.
Hi, can I have the original bratwurst, please?
Yeah. I don't know.
3.
Kann sagen,
Thank you. Ketchup, yeah. Thank you. Well, here we go again then with the bratwurst. So I couldn't wait any longer. So I got the bratwurst. I was tempted with the curry, but I'm going to leave that for another day. Get in. It's so good. That is twice as good as the one I had yesterday, and that was good. €3. Well, I was wondering why all of a sudden I was starting to see souvenir shops selling Russian hats and flags, and that's because I've reached Checkpoint Charlie. You can see the American soldier there. I guess that means that I'm now stood in what used to be the Soviet part of Berlin, and over there would be the American part. You can see the US Army checkpoint in the middle. We're going to have a closer look at that in a second. Everything's Checkpoint Charlie around here. There's a new 360 panorama installation there. It's €10 to get in, but I'm not going to bother with that. It says here, if you've been stood in this very place over 30 years ago, you might have been shot at, standing in the former border strip that separated former East and West Berlin. So we've got Checkpoint Charlie black box over there, I don't know what that is. And Charlie's Beach, a beach bar. So this was the best known Berlin Wall crossing point between East Berlin and West Berlin during the Cold War, and it was here where a standoff occurred between US and Soviet tanks on either side of the checkpoint. On the 22nd of October, a dispute occurred over whether an East German border guard were authorised to examine the travel documents of a US diplomat who was based in West Berlin and heading to East Berlin to watch an opera show. By the 27th of October, 10 Soviet and an equal number of American tanks stood 100 yards apart on either side of the checkpoint. So you basically had 10 American tanks lined up here and 10 Soviet tanks lined up here, and none of them would back off. And this went on for 5 days and could have basically started the Cold War. If one of them tanks had shot, that would have been it. So no one wanted to back down because that would have been seen as a sign of weakness, and eventually they did kind of come to a compromise where the tanks would just retreat 10 meters at a time. You see on this side you've got the Russian soldier just up there, showing that that was the Soviet side. Checkpoint Charlie. which was obviously one of the checkpoints during the time when Berlin was divided, has now been turned into a beach bar. It's actually a beach. Yes, I've decided against going to the Charlie Beach and having a beer. And I mean, it did look cool, but it just feels a bit weird. People, you know, start having a wonderful time on the site of a place where not only did the Third World War almost begin, but people lost their lives trying to escape from from the east to the west. It just feels a bit odd. It's very touristy around there. So this wind's a nightmare. I mean, I don't know if you can even hear anything I'm saying. Probably need to raise my voice a bit and then get stares off everyone on the street. But I'm used to that anyway. Yeah, so I found a place which is 12 minutes walk from Checkpoint Charlie, which is not far, but my feet are killing, to be honest. It's definitely the last time I wear these for a while. I think I overdid the amount I walked yesterday, so but I'm just gonna keep going. And I'm hoping this place is open, because yesterday when I walked 40 minutes for one specific bar, I got there and it was closed. That was a pain in the ass. But I'm over it now, and hopefully this place will be open. It looks very cool actually. So it's about 8 minutes from here, pretty much in a straight line, and then turn right. So I've had my breakfast, I've had my coffee. I didn't have a drink at all yesterday, so I'm ready for a beer.